Hi guys, I'm Karan Gokani, Karan Cooks on Instagram, and I'm back in the Gozney studio cooking on that beautiful beast, the Gozney Dome. Today I'm gonna do an Indian kebab party. Tandoori chicken, seekh kebabs, so minced lamb, along with tons of herbs, spices, again done in the Gozney Dome. Salmon tikka, so malai tikka, which is a white, creamy, beautiful marinade with fillets of salmon, skin on, and then finally, naan bread. You can't have a kebab party without naan bread, can you? So our first recipe, tandoori chicken. It's effectively the same thing as a chicken tikka, at least the marinade is. The difference is for chicken tikka, you use boneless, small pieces of meat on a skewer, and tandoori chicken, you're using either whole chicken or smaller cuts but on the bone. So for this, I'm going to use chicken legs with the skin off. It's really important. We never cook tandoori food with the skin on. A few cuts into this here. So it cooks all the way to the bone. The marinade penetrates all the way in. And that's about all you do. Obviously, go off and wash your hands after touching raw chicken. Now, traditionally, you have two marinades on the chicken. The first one is a simple ginger, garlic, and little lemon juice and salt. And then you leave that overnight. And then you come back and use second marinade. But today, I'm going to do this really quick, because I want to do it the way, one would do it at home if you're preparing for a party. Start off with a teaspoon of ginger paste, teaspoon of garlic paste, a little bit of lime juice, yogurt, and then garam masala, which is a blend of various spices. You can make this at home, tons of recipes out there, or just go off and get it online. Teaspoon of kasuri methi, another really important ingredient in a lot of kebabs, a lot of North Indian food. So it's fenugreek leaves that are then ground up into a powder like that. And there's nothing that can substitute this. It's really, really vital. So go find some. You can get it online. You get it in boxes, and then it just lasts forever. Very often you see these beautiful kebabs, really bright, vibrant, orange, red. Sometimes people do put color in there. But for me, I think just that vibrant Kashmiri red chili gives it all that beautiful red color. If you didn't have Kashmiri chili, you can use paprika. Don't use the smoked stuff. I'm going quite heavy. Remember, this marinade's going to fall off, and you are using it for color, you're using it for flavor, and then the secret ingredient, some cheddar cheese, grated cheddar cheese. This is going to give you that extra layer of beautiful melted cheese flavor without realizing it's melted cheese. And it's also going to help that marinade stick to your chicken when it goes in and roasts. Salt, again, go heavy on the seasoning. So I'm using mustard oil here. It's got a beautiful flavor. Don't use olive oil. It doesn't go with this food. Dump your chicken in. Get it all over. And at this stage, you could leave it for a few hours or overnight. So there we go. We've got the tandoori chicken all marinated and ready. It's going to go in my fridge for a few hours. Now, if you want to do the same thing with boneless chicken on a pizza, a naan dough base, amazing butter chicken sauce, it is unbelievable. One of the best pizzas I've ever made and eaten. Go check out the link above. This is a recipe I've done with Gozney before, and it works beautifully in the rock box or the dome. Right, guys, so the chicken's been marinating for a few hours. Cast iron pan here. A little bit of oil in the base. If you want, you can preheat the chicken leg out, and then a little drizzle of oil. And then this goes into your dome, which has been preheating. Remember, I'm using wood here because I just love the flavor, and I love the idea of cooking on wood. It's running at about 330 degrees, so anywhere between 250 and 330. Even if the flame dies out, just keep cooking it. You can add a little log of wood at the end just to char over later. But this will take about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes at that temperature. And after a few minutes, I'm going to turn it around just so that it's evenly covered. There we go. Tandoori chicken done. You see those lovely dark spots on top. That's the cheese, the yogurt, all caramelizing on top. Leave this on the side. When everything else is ready, we're going to stick it back into the oven just for a couple of minutes to warm up, and then drizzle with butter, coriander, chaat masala, along with the rest of it, and that'll be your kebab party. I'm going to get on with our seekh kebab. The first time I did this in the dome, wasn't sure how it's going to be, but it was incredible. That smell from the wood just uplifted all the flavors. Coriander seeds, which I'm going to pop in a pan. Some fennel seeds I'm going to pop in a pan as well. And then cumin in the same pan. We're just going to toast these off lightly, 30, 40 seconds into the dome. Let's get a bit of a shake. It's been about 30 seconds. I can smell these gorgeous spices. All I need to do is just crush them up, ground off, This is a dead simple recipe. Just get really nice quality lamb, fatty lamb, ground up nice and fine. Some grated ginger, grated garlic, Kashmiri red chili, garam masala, bit of turmeric. It's got great antiseptic properties, but at the same time will give it a lovely golden color. Green chilies. Now these are really important. They're sold as finger chilies or rocket chilies. Go to an Indian grocer. Thin, long, and I always find with chilies, the flavor is as important as the kick. For these kebabs, green chilies, essential. Next, I'm going to go in with those ground seeds. Cheddar cheese, again, really important. It's going to bind your kebabs together. It's going to add an extra layer of flavor. And then a little trick ingredient here. You don't have to use this, but I use it because it binds the meat together really well. And egg white, some salt. Now remember, you're seasoning perfectly in this case. With the chicken, you were heavy-handed. A lot of that marinade falls off. Whereas over here, all that salt's going to stay in. So just be careful not to add too much. At the same time, not to add too little. And we give this all a nice mix. So kebab mince is nicely mixed through. Look at that even color. I'm going to get it onto skewers. So for skewers, I like using the flat ones. Sometimes in the round skewers, it starts going round and round, and then it's very hard to flip it over and get an even cook. So with the flat ones, you can turn them, you can control them a lot better. A bowl of water to wet your hands, and that allows you to get a nice smooth finish on the kebab. So just start off with about that much in the center, and then slowly work your way around, just like so. Skewered up, we're going to rest these kebabs. That's going to go into the oven. It's going to rest so it cooks 360 as opposed to sitting on a pan. But if you're not confident doing this, if you don't have skewers at home, you could just roll these up. You could flatten them and do them like burgers. They're phenomenal in burgers as well. So my kebabs all rolled up, nice and even, because you want them to cook at the same time. If you go one big and one small, they're not going to cook to the center perfectly. So that just goes in. A nice and high flame for this one. We're going a little hotter than we did with the chicken. And then we're just going to play a little game. We're going to move them all around in a bit of a conveyor belt so that they all cook evenly. Flip them over, do the same thing, and then we'll have lovely seekh kebabs. Kebabs been in there about 4 or 5 minutes. We've been rolling them, we've been moving them around. How long they take to cook depends on how hot you've gone. Just be careful of all those splatters. Just look at that. I mean, I could eat these right now. All they need is a little bit of chaat masala on top, freshly chopped coriander. A lot of those flames could catch the fat at the bottom and you might have a flare up. If that happens, don't panic. Just lift them up, move them over. Alternatively, to prevent the flare up, have a little bit of water before you go in with it. A little bit of water at the bottom of the tray, not too much. It's something that does happen. But just look at these kebabs. They are gorgeous. There we go. Right, so for our final recipe of the kebab party, we've got a salmon tikka. So I'm doing a malai tikka, which is a white, creamy, beautiful tikka that works really well with salmon. Find a really nice piece of fish, leave the skin on, and then just cut it into chunks about that size. The marination is super easy. We'll start with the cardamom pods. Now you don't want the little husk in there, so just crack a few open. The seed is where a lot of the flavor is. Wow, I just love the smell of cardamom. It works so well in desserts. It works well in savory food. Now Greek yogurt, it's important to use really good, thick Greek yogurt because that's going to coat the fish. Hang your yogurt in a muslin cloth, in a cheesecloth, just so it sort of drips and gets really thick, almost cream cheese-like, and that is cream cheese. So good, thick cream cheese, touch of lime juice, grated garlic, grated ginger. Now ginger works beautifully with this fish as well. Give that all a mix. White pepper, the only spice coming through here is from that white pepper. If you do want it spicier, you can go in with some chopped green chilies, some ground ginger. Again, beautiful warmth from there. Egg white, for the same reason we used it with the kebabs. Just a little bit of egg white. And then whisk the whole thing together. Just mix it with a spoon. Most important ingredient, salt. Marinade's ready. Fish is ready. Just give that a nice dunk in there. 30 minutes, about an hour at most. You don't need to marinate it any longer. It is fish. It's delicate. If you marinate it too long, it might just start deteriorating in texture. You want to get yourself a really nice hot pan If you went in a cold pan, the skin would just stick and then it's going to be impossible pulling that fish out. I want to ride this oven at about 300 degrees, not too much more, 250 perhaps. And that extra marinade just goes on top. So my fish is on, sizzling, you can hear that, and it's going to go straight back in. So that's taken about 6 minutes, again depending on the heat of your oven. But just look at that. The gorgeous dark charred spots on top. The fish is perfectly cooked through. If you like it rarer, just give it 4 minutes. I flipped it around once so that everything's evenly cooked, but that is gorgeous. So now I'm practically ready. I'm going to roll out some naans, going to reheat everything, get that butter on top, and we're set to eat.
Eu curto samba, eu vivo samba, samba.
There we go, guys. That is my kebab party. Lots and lots of butter because it won't be any fun without. Over the chicken, I've just warmed it all up. It was sitting out here. I warmed it up in the oven just to bring it up to temperature. Fresh coriander. Simple. Simple because there's so much flavor in every single dish. I went off and whipped up some naan. Go ahead and click that button there. If you want to avoid the cheese, which I've done here, I've just gone in on top with some garlic, some coriander and nigella seeds. This is my ultimate kebab party, all done in front of you in that dome. For the recipe, go to gozney.com.
Oh my God. Karan, you can come back every week.
That naan.
So good.
It's so soft.
Oh my God.
All the noises.
How's it naan?
Karan,
It's amazing.
Good?
can you just sort of
So
move
good.
into Gozney?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
live here. Have a live
Yeah, I'd happily live here.